Aw shucks. Today I've got some footage of an incident that you wouldn't believe was real, unless I got it on film, which I did. So I'm gonna walk you guys through what happens and also what's going through my head. So this clip is just for context for what happens later in the video, which you'll see in a minute. I'm out here diving with my Brada Mochi in this zone where I shot my first uku, which is also known as a jobfish. So I know that they're out here and that's kind of what I'm targeting. So I'm making my way down and I hit the bottom here. And as soon as I hit the bottom, I try to get as comfortable as possible. Just relax my body as much as I can to conserve my energy, being patient for that fat uku that's gonna sneak up right in front of me. And you'll notice here I start grunting. And you'll see I also start scratching these rocks and throwing up sand in the air, in the water I guess. And all this sounds pretty silly if you've never really been spearfishing before, but sometimes doing these things makes the fish curious and they'll come over to check you out and present you with a shot. I'm hiding my eyes here, don't want the fish to think that I'm looking at them wrong. And I look up to see that fat 20-pound uku, but instead I'm greeted by this guy all up in my face. And before I seen him, I kind of felt him with my peripheral vision. I felt his presence on my right side, so luckily I looked over in time to spook him off. But this guy just completely jump scares me, so I decided to start heading up. But I'm still looking around for that fat uku, but he was just being shy today. Then how's this guy? Brada makes a sudden turn and starts swimming directly at me again, like he was gonna square up or something, but he darts off and he tells me I'm not on the menu today. That clip was kind of just for context, and about 15-20 minutes go by and Brada Mochi and I haven't seen Mr. Sharky at all. So here in this next clip, I decide that I'm gonna go down and shoot one of these nenue to use his chum to try and bring in that uku. When I'm on the surface looking down, I like to scope out and select a specific spot that I want to land in before I take my drop. And then I'll position myself upstream of the current so that on the way down I'll get pushed into that spot. And also another thing that helps me is having something to hold on to with my left hand so I can launch off the reef and close the distance between the fish and I. I keep checking my left here, just aware because Mr. Sharky was just here 20 minutes ago, and waiting till one of these nenui present me with the shot that I'm very confident on. I pick one out and get a nice spine shot, paralyzing the fish. I know this fish is done, so I go secure him in my hands, but then I look over and Mr. Sharky is coming in hot. I know this guy's hungry, and I got this fish in my hands bleeding out, so I'm in a pickle. This is when the situation gets messy. You can't see it here, but the shaft from my spear gun gets stuck on a coral head, and the reel on my gun also gets jammed. So I'm tugging on the line trying to loosen my reel, but nothing is budging. I'm also running out of air here, so I bail from the situation completely, knowing that I'm gonna lose this nenue. Then check this. This guy wants round two, and he squares up again and starts darting right at me. So I'm all spooked out, but there's my Brada Mochi to save the day, ready to intervene and scrap this shark if he wants to mess with me. Such a hero, this guy. So brave and dependable. He's also handsome, hardworking, and humble. Triple H, as my friends call him. Anyways, I make it to the surface, and I look down to see Mr. Sharky taxing my fish as I expected. But here's what's unbelievable. The line connecting the steel shaft and the gun gets wrapped around the shark's mouth, and he starts swimming in circles and circles and circles and circles and circles, and he gets all tangled in my line. Mochi and I are watching from the surface, just thinking, what the heck is happening? We were just in total disbelief of what we were looking at. And Mochi finds this whole situation hilarious, but I'm over here all salty because I just lost my gun. So I tell Mochi, there is no way I'm losing my gun. So we follow this guy for about 10 minutes, just hoping he drops my spear gun, and we end up going super far out into the deep, like 150 to 200 feet waters. And we eventually lose sight of him and my gun. Boys, I'm truly heartbroken whenever I rewatch this video. That 100cm Omer gun was killer. It was my first spear gun and it was just special to me. It was super reliable and I had a lot of memories with it. But all jokes aside, this situation was sad to witness because I may have harmed that shark and damaged the reef. I really hope that the shark was able to free itself from the line and live the rest of its life without my spear gun dangling from its mouth. I've heard of sharks taxing people's fish, but I've never heard of something like this, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to hit that like button and share this video with your bradas. Alright everybody, see you next time.